Good evening, Miami. Good evening, Cuba. Good evening, Puerto Rico. Good evening, Republica Dominican, and all South America, Central America, and United States. My name is Orlando Valido, Orly Valido, or Pimp Orly, that they call me on YouTube. Tonight, I'm not going to talk about any contribution artist or any reggaeton artist. It's going to be about me. Oh yeah, it's going to be about me. And this is the title for the podcast that I'm going to share with you. My testimonial lifetime story for you guys. I was born in 1959 in Cuba, in the most beautiful farmland you ever see. I live on the top of the hill with chicken, cow, bull, sugarcane field too. My first 3 months of my life wasn't easy. Almost didn't make it. I had a lot of convulsion. I had a lot of vomit. 4 years old I couldn't talk or crawl or move. 5 years old at the same time. 6 years old I started to gain something. 7 years old I started to gain even more. And then so on, 8 years old. By 9 years old I was pretty strong, but I couldn't still walk or talk very well. But my mind was going pretty well and developing really fast too. My back was strong, a little bit strong, that I could ride on horseback. So my grandfather trained a horse especially for me to lay down on the floor to pick me up and go back up with me on horseback. I started to go around the house 3 times that beautiful morning. I remember on the third time, so my grandparents and grandparents can see me riding okay. Then something profound happened in the morning that I will never forget, and I'm going to share it with you guys. That's a story when going up to a little hill. It was a hot day. A cool wind hit me, and I felt two hands touching my face on my body. And he told me, "You my golden child, I love you so much." And I didn't have no doubt in my mind who was. I stopped the horse. I looked up and I said, "Thank you. I love you so much too." Being 9 years old. So for those of you who doesn't believe in God, yes, there is a God. And I heard it with my own ear. And I could feel him too. And that's amazing or not. Then I keep on going down the stream, down the hill, picking up banana, mangoes, and things like that until midday. Okay? And the next story is even more amazing too. One day the cow got loose from my farmland and was going straight down to another farmland to drink water from the well. I tried to stop the cow with the foot of my horse. Big mistake. The horse knocked me down because he had to stop voluntarily. I went down the floor. Thankfully, I had my dog with me that understood me or understood me like a human being. I told Uncle, go get Mom and Dad. and Grandpa wishes he did. It brought them back, and they rescued me from them. See? And another time, something profound happened to me too. This is to show you how God works 3 times in my early young life. As I started to go back to the farmhouse, there was a barn, and my horse was really tired. All he wanted to do is to go back to the barn. I tried to stop it, put the string back, because I saw a string, a rope, where my mother had all the clothes hang up or hanging, and I knew that rope was going to get me by the neck, snag me down to the floor, which happened. I landed under the hood, somehow landed under the hood. I look up and I see his big balls and his big things. And I said, holy shit, I gotta get out of here before he put a foot on me. And I did. And I crawled out that fast. But in the process, I didn't even notice that my hand and my knees were all caught up. I'm bleeding pretty badly, yeah. But it was okay after that. That's how God worked His miracle on me. It's very interesting. I never forget that. And this is what happened back there in Cuba. My father was put in prison in a concentration camp, almost my grandfather too, for not being agree with the communist system. The other one is us to admit them the way they run it. I didn't see my father for 3 months. At least I said. I stayed with my 3 brothers, my mother, my grandparents. And what they did to him was terrible too. They abused him mentally by saying that he was going to be killed in a firing squad in the morning. That's how the communists work. To try to bend you down. Yeah, they're bad. I remember also after a while the house was surrounded by Russian troops. Yeah, Russian troops with guns and everything. And I saw, I was 9 years old. And they took over the farmland to do practice, military practice, which is another thing happened to me when I started. They bring big tank, and they fire this big tank close to the house, and the house started to shake. I saw it was going to fall on top of me. And then my mother told me, oh, hold on. She came out of the door and she told them to stop it. Don't you see I have a handicapped son here? And he's going crazy. Yeah, I was going crazy. It was so loud. It was so terrifying. Thankfully, the day came that we're going to leave Cuba. But a couple things happened before that. We can make it harder for us to leave too. And the way to the airport, which was pretty fast, we stay in a hotel, but that hotel was for tourists. That hotel wasn't for us. So they found out that we stayed there, and they said, you're something like gusano, worm. Oh, you worm, get out of the hotel. You're nothing worthless. And they throw us out the street in the cold evening. And the cold night. I remember that. The next morning, we went to the airport. And my mother had to remember a number correctly. So, excuse me, I still had the cough. So, they made her tell the number. And she did pretty good, but then we were missing a number or something, and then you had to go back to your house. You cannot get out. Go back to your house. No, the house wasn't ours anymore. It belonged to the military and all that. So we had to stay in our grandparents' little grandparent house for a while until finally we did, and she remembered the number just perfectly. I remember going to the airplane. My father was carrying me, and his and my uncles and all that. As we started to go upstairs to get up on the airplane, I remember my uncle said to my father, don't look back, don't say anything, or we're going to get shot in the back. That's how bad it was. Yeah, it was pretty bad. Then we landed here in Miami. As soon as I landed it, I told my father, put me on the ground. I kissed the ground. I promised to God that I'd never go back until my ex-land, my land Cuba, was free. I had kept that promise surely and fully. And that was my promise. Then we stayed here for a week in Miami, and we went to live in Puerto Rico for 6 years. Yeah, 6 years. I was still in pretty bad shape, but then my leg become like this. It was a seizure. And then they had to put it apart, but during the first operation, then they did another one on my knees and my tendon to get my leg straight and things like that. All took about 3 years. 10, 11, 12 years old. At 13 or 14, I started to walk with crutches. They teach me how to speak. They teach me how to walk with crutches again, until this day, yeah. And I started to use my mind even more at that time. I remember my doctor, when he finished at 14 years old, he was named Dr. Espinosa in San Juan, Puerto Rico. And he got me in the room alone with him. He told me, son, I've finished for you. Now it's your time. It's your effort. Be 13 or 14, he told me, promise me. I said, I promise you. You got to do all your exercise yourself. You got to do all your therapy all yourself and use your mind. That's what that's what he told me. You was absolutely right. Right on the money. Oh yeah. And I came back to Miami in 1974 when I was 15 years old. By that time I was really awake and really well too. I went to first they got me into East Seal, a little school, right? But guess what? I didn't last a week there because when they did the test on me for my IQ, they said, nope, you don't belong here. You belong to Hialeah Junior High or Hialeah Middle School. Boom. They sent me there. And then, right after that, I came out at Hialeah High, which is, I had the most fun in my lifetime doing that. I remember that was the fastest kid on crutches you ever see in your life. I was flying like a bird. And I told all the kids, get out of my way or I'll run you over. Yeah, that was pretty fast kid. That was me. Uh, Another bad time that I had with another kid, that right now I forgive him. I forgive him because he didn't know. He didn't know what he was doing. This kid bullied me down. This kid put the foot in front of me so I can fall down so he can laugh at me. But that turned out to be pretty bad for him at the end because I had to give it to him. Very bad. Okay, I had to defend myself and that school bus. Yeah, in my school bus where it happened, he put the foot in front of me again. I grabbed my crutches, I hit him across the knees. He fell down on the floor. I said to him, you see, don't mess with me again. Well, next time I call you. That was the end of it. Right? The next morning, I went back to the floor. He was afraid of me. And then he said, oh, I want to be your friend now. What? You want to be my friend now? After what you did to me? After what you tried to do to me so many times? No, you cannot be my friend. And the bus driver got notice of this. And let me tell you, that kid was perfectly normal. Nothing happened to him. He could walk fine. He could normal. Okay, so the bus driver took a notice of that. And the next other morning, I didn't see him forever. They took him off. They expelled him for touching a handicap like me. That happened. But now that I'm 63 years old, I'll forgive him. I completely forgive him. And if you want to be my friend, you can be. Because you have to learn how to forgive. And when that happened, when I forgive him for real, you know what happened to me? A huge weight was took off on my chest. I felt a relief, a completely relief. That's why you got to forgive. Because you will feel like $1 million when you do. I'm serious. I'm very, very, very serious about this. And then I continue my life. And then something else happened in 1984 when I was 24 years old. And again, was another test from God. I got sort of a broken neck. They had to take me to Jackson Memorial Hospital very fast. Almost an emergency. They put me in a bed with a weight in the back of me that hurt bad. And then they operated me on my neck in the next 3 days. After that, I think, or the next day, I don't remember. I don't remember right now. But then, something profound happened in the operation room too. Well, yep, you get it. The same voice, the same melody. I was laying down on the operating table, shaking, scared. And then the voice came to me and said, settle down. I knew you before. I knew you from the present, and I know you in the future. Nothing will happen to you. Nothing at all. In fact, you're going to get better from this operation 10 times over. What? Yeah, 10 times over. He told me just like that. I came down. I looked at the doctors. I looked at the nurse. They were putting IV on me. And before they put the anesthesia on me, I told the doctor, hey, you know what? Cut me open. I'm going to be just 10 times better than I am right now. The doctor looked at me. Yeah, right. He crazy. Yeah, right, you crazy. That's all that I was going to be in the vegetable for the rest of my life. Nope. I got better. I got to walk better. I got to talk better. I remember with this pen, I'm going to demonstrate to you what happened that morning when I woke up 2 days later and the doctor go went like this on my foot and my foot went back very fast and they stand there shocked. Oh my God, he was right. They couldn't believe it, you know. That's how God works, you know. And then I went to all my life the way I am today, tomorrow, until I die. I can tell you this, but I also started to going to Miami-Dade College. I also started acting, which is, I love acting. I started taking acting classes in the 80s and the 90s, which is, I had a lot of fun. Had a blast I never had in my lifetime. With a lot of people that I play with, male, female, kid, everything. I have fun with it. I tell you that much. I always want to be an actor, even if I was disabled, because I promised to God to do it, to show people a story about me, perhaps, but it never happened. It never happened that I become an actor, full actor. I wish I had done a couple things, little commercial, a theater play, which was an amazing play that I did, and I had a lot of fun with it. I made a low budget movie too, but the most fun that I did was the movie and the play. The play was amazing. It was called Poetic Justice for Actors in on stage, including myself. I have my little microphone and everything, and I remember that play at the Bravo Performing Arts Center, a big stage, 40 by 40, and I was, wow, this is amazing. It was an incredible experience for me. The only thing that I regret that my mother didn't want to see it, or my father didn't want to see it, because I had to work and I had to provide for my other family, for my little brothers, and that hurt. That hurt. I wanted she to see me on stage, but maybe one day God will show her. You know, maybe she will. Maybe he will. Yeah, I have my hope on that. That's the only thing that hurt me about all this. Uh, Today, I'm doing things by myself, like my YouTube channel, that maybe once in a while I get a commercial or something, or a photo shoot, something like that, which happened a few weeks ago. And even if I have a little pain there or here, I still do it, you know. I hope you guys enjoy my little story, which is I wrote a movie about it, my lifetime story, but nobody interested. Nobody interested in it. Nobody wants to make a movie. So I started telling you the story myself on YouTube was worthwhile. Anyway, you know. And I tell you, the producer and director of movies are idiots. They're idiots. They cannot see. They're blind, completely blind, because all they want to see is beauty. They want to see a beautiful face. They want to see a beautiful body. That's what they wanted to see. One of the other nicest experience I have on a movie that didn't come out, lucky me, is a movie called Let It Ride with Richard Dreyfuss, Terry Garr, David Johansen, and some other actors. It was a big production here in Hialeah, Florida, and the racetrack, Hialeah Racetrack, what they call it back then, and I had so much fun on that set that even the director and the actors, they pulled me out of the extras and had me with them all the time, eating, drinking, acting, and things like that. It was like, it felt like I was a big movie star. They even let me sit on this chair. You believe that? That amazing. Um, I'll never forget it. Let It Ride from Hialeah didn't come out because of the big guy standing in front of me, and in front of him was the movie camera. look at me, right? But I still have the fun and the pay, which they pay me pretty good too, to be around them, to do things like that. But it was a pretty good time. But and back there was so much freedom, more freedom than there is today. I could walk into the Hialeah racetrack, up and down, take pictures, anything like that, without being questioned, without being asked. There was no security like it is now. There was no stopping me from doing anything. That's how much freedom we had. Now I'm going to tell you another story that happened to me in high school with a friend of mine, a couple of friends of mine, and one that I lost during the high school, which hurt me really, really bad. That I went through depression on it. His name was Eddie, who was a junior in math, who was in a wheelchair. He had muscular dystrophy. He couldn't move too much. So me and a friend took turn to help him out. Yeah. We take him to the classes, we take him to the bathroom and do the dirty work for him, even cleaning his up. I remember going to one time at the HMO that I went for 1 year. I got Eddie in the wheelchair and there is a ramp, but that ramp was like this. But going down on that ramp, I said, Eddie, put your brake on, put your brake on, and I tried to hold myself against the rail at the same time holding the wheelchair back, trying to stop from going faster and faster. I said, Eddie, damn it, put your brake on it. Finally, he did almost at the bottom. And that was so funny because I put all my strength to stop it. I put my muscle too. Yep. And then, before he was 17 years old, he went to a summer camp for muscular dystrophy, and he died there. He died with a heart failure, and it hit me so bad that I went to depression when I called his mom or his phone, and his mom told me he gone. Orly, he gone. I hung up the phone, started to cry so hard that my stomach hurt. Then I went to depression for a while, but I did manage to come out on my own. Yeah, they wanted to give me some type of therapy or something like that, but I said no, I can do it. I can do it. Being 17, 18 years old, it's hard to lose a friend that was almost like a brother to you. To solve of your math problem with you. Yeah. And then I And then every time went by, every time, now I'm going to tell you a little funny part of our gang, our little gang, but it was a good gang with three friends. They hang together always. One time we went to Miami Dolphin. Yes, a Miami Dolphin game. 1984, 1983, I think. I don't remember now. Exactly. We saw the game with Bob Greasy. During that time, we drank a little more than we started to drink. We went back to one of my friend's house. I had to call my mom. No, I'm going to stay here for the night. No, we're going to stay here because we're going to spend time listening to records and the radio and things like that. Bullshit. I was drunk like you would never hear. The next morning, since I was almost 18 years old, my friend, younger than me, made me go down the street to a shopping mall, a shopping center, I believe, to get them a Playboy magazine. A Playboy magazine or penthouse. You know, it was a penthouse. I remember I went there. I told the clerk, here, I give him the money. And he said to me, how old are you? Oh, I'm 18. I'm 18 and a half. He didn't question it. He didn't question anymore than that. I was 17. 17, yeah, something like that. Went back with the magazine, and he said, you guys here. I said, no, I said to them, you publish here, said that, a whole bunch of bubble, okay? I didn't want to look at too much. I looked a little bit, and I said, okay, this one good, okay? And that. But I wasn't so interested on it, you know? I was a little different, and that did not matter, okay? So, yes, I did like girls, of course, a real one, but not a fake one on the picture. Why do I want to look a picture that I cannot touch, I cannot feel it? Yeah, you know what I mean, right? So fake, in my mind, okay? In my mind. So this is what happened with them. I had a lot of fun too. There was another one called David. And David was in a wheelchair. He was a faster kid in wheelchair too. Believe me or not, pretty fast. And this kid, friend of mine, he had a crush on the girlfriend. And then we were waiting, we were in a class. And the girl passed by outside the classroom. And then I said, hey, David, there you go get her. And he took off like a rocket, and he wheelchair went out that door to get a girl. I said, boy, that's the way to do it. You know, it was funny because the teacher said, hey, wait a minute, where you going? And he said, I gotta do this or never. He did. And another time, there was another girl that really started to hate me and my head with her purse because I said something to her that hurt her, hurt the feeling of something, I don't know what it was. And then I had to put the question up. I said, oh, stop. I didn't mean it that way. Stop. She did, but she wanted to beat my ass with her purse. That happened. Those are crazy things that happened in high school. Now that I remember, I'm laughing about it. I'm laughing about it a little bit, of course. And like that. Then one day, I also used to love John Denver. The music of John Denver that got me through most of the high school years and period. Well, one day I got a record of John Denver. I took it to school. I showed it to my friends. I showed it to my teachers. Some of them like it. Some of them laughing. They laughing at me. Ha! You listen to that crap? John Denver, ha! I said, well, you know something? This guy is going to be the biggest thing that ever happened in the United States. Ha! You crazy. No, he was. He was the biggest thing, the biggest songwriter, the biggest, I love his music, Fucking Mountain High, his song, because it made me feel like I was home, right back home in my farmland. Every time that I close my eyes and listen to it, that's where it takes me. Until today, it does the same. You know, sometimes I wish I was a singer too, but I don't have the voice for it. And I guess maybe next time, next lifetime, which is I know it will be another lifetime. Not like this one, like that, much better than this one. And all the friends that I lost through the year, I know that I will see them again. I'm positive about this because I know I have some old experience that I can talk about. It's so powerful, but yes, there is another side. There is the other side, and the other side is most like this one. But at a different level, it's more spiritual. It's more beautiful. And not like this one, there is a chaos. Yeah. Give me a second. I'm almost finished. Sometimes my coffee hit me at night really bad, you know. But I guess it's going to go away little by little. I hope you have enjoyed my little story. And I hope in some way, somehow, it changed your life. I hope you, whatever problems you have in your life, and that's why I'm doing it. To remember, no matter how hard as your life is, there's always going to be a rainbow at the end, or another tomorrow at the end, no matter what. Yeah. So with that, I'm going to end this podcast because my coffee hitting me pretty hard already. All I can tell you is, God bless you. Have a wonderful life wherever you want to be. And uh, God bless you again one more time. Pray for yourself. Pray for your family. Pray for the world. Pray for your neighbor. That's important too. And remember to love each other as hard as you can, as hard as you can. With all your heart, with all your spirit. But mostly, love God, Jesus Christ, more than anything in this world. Because that's all it is. That's all it is. And that's why we're here. For Him. And so we can learn something positive about it. Okay? Do me that favor. And remember to pray morning, midday, afternoon, and before you go to sleep. I'm sorry for my cough. I ask you to forgive me for that. Alright? See you later. Have a nice life. My name is Orlando Valido. Orly Valido, or Pimp Orly, that they call me on YouTube. Bye bye now.